What is going on, guys? It's your boy Slick, and today we're going to be talking about gaining SL. Now, there are easier ways to do this, and I will talk about them in this video. So there's a couple things you want to look for so you can learn how to do this by yourself. I don't think that I should tell you guys what planes I personally like to use to grind, but planes are the way to go. Premium planes with premium time are the best, most efficient way to do this. Now, there is still a sale going on for the, I think, Italians and Japan. So if you want to snag one of those premium planes for cheap, here's some things that you should look for. Personal opinion, I think bombers are the best way to go for premium planes in terms of earning SL. Now, of course, you can get a fighter that earns a good amount of SL as well, but you can notice this when you hover over the craft and look to the bottom right. It'll tell you the percentage of SL you will get. For example, most vehicles that are premium, that are tanks, give you a plus 420% bonus. Whereas some of the planes, you can get upwards of 720% bonus, like the Japanese B-17. Not everybody is a B-17 pilot, but for a 3,000 repair cost and a plus of 720%, if you bomb a couple bases and win the match, you will gain a ton of SL. And it's the easiest way to do this. My favorite are strike aircraft that can carry bombs and still somewhat fight competently in a battle. For example, the Wyvern or the BTD. BTD can carry 2 torpedoes. You can go for 2 destroyers, 2 ships of whatever kind you want to do, and kill those ships, gain that SL. So planes is the way to go. Now, you can earn SL, of course, in tank battles, but you have to start to weigh the repair cost of certain tanks with your premium tank and the lineup. So premium vehicles don't cost much to repair. They're cheap to put into a crew slot because you're paying for it. 100% understandable. Normal tanks don't work like this. Normal tanks, for example, the Leopard 2A5 has a 23,000 SL repair cost, and it doesn't against like 290% SL. So not only does it have a low turnout for SL, it also has a very high repair cost. So you're not going to be making money with the Leopard 2A5. My advice is to jump to a lower tier with some premiums and some normal tanks. Make sure all the vehicles you're bringing out have a good percentage of SL gain, and compare it to their repair cost. So you don't want something that costs a lot to repair and doesn't make you a lot of SL. That's obviously not going to make you the most money. If you want to fund a top tier lineup but you don't have money, you should definitely jump into a tier that you have some premiums for. If you have a premium plane in any nation, get good with it, learn how to use it, and go for ground targets. I don't usually promote the ground pounding, grass cutting behavior, but if you're really hurting for SL, really hurting for cash, it's the best way to do things. It 100% is. Now, in the background, you're going to be watching a Leclerc game. A Leclerc game? Hopefully you French boys aren't too mad at me now. I'm pronouncing it right, I think. But I ended up going 10-0 in this match. Just had some scenery in the background, figured that's what I should put up. But a match like this in a top tier 10.0 tank will not net me as much SL as a very good plane game, even if you're not in a premium. So non-premium planes, you don't need a premium to make money playing plane games. Just make sure you're not playing a very expensive plane. For example, the B-29, I believe that thing costs like $48,000 to repair. So no matter how good you do, theoretically you could bomb all of the bases, you will not net as much as, let's say, a good game in the premium B-17 for Japan. And this is the biggest issue I see, is people don't want to play planes and they think that they can just continue to grind tanks and bitch about repair costs. All this data is given to you as a player. It's just hard to look at. The UI is not the easiest in this game, and I completely understand why some people might not understand what's going on and where their money's going. You spend a lot of money using Heat FS rounds, APFSDS rounds, and the money just kind of burns away and you don't really notice it until after the battle. You're like, wow, I only gained 10,000 SL. So if you're hurting for money, the best way to do it. This is hands down the best way to do it. Premium time, snag it on a deal if you can. If you don't have premium time, that's fine. You're still going to earn more SL playing planes. I'm not too sure about arcade. I don't know how much you can net from an arcade match. I would assume you could probably get a good amount if you're playing a full premium lineup of planes in arcade. You get 3 spawns, so that might be the case. I'm not an arcade player, so I don't know. Everything I'm talking about is just in RB planes and RB ground forces. Sim will get you a lot of money even if you're not playing a premium tank, but Sim is also a different beast. I enjoy Sim though because you get to see the lineups you're going to be facing. Not Sim Air, it's a little different for Sim Air, but for Sim tanks you can see, hey, today's the T126 event, which is a really good low tier Russian premium. Say, hey, I'm going to play this low tier Russian premium, completely wipe the floor people, and I know exactly what I'm going to be facing. I'm never going to have an up tier or anything like that. So if you're playing top tier, my advice to you is play top tier to the best of your ability. Try to do the best you can, but it's not going to earn you SL. If you really, really need the SL, just hop into an ARB match. It will also help you grind the rest of your lineup and start centering your lineup around a more balanced approach. If you have the planes to dish out the fuck, excuse my language, you will definitely do better in a ground forces match anyway. So, what does this mean? What are my favorite premiums to grind with? What do I like to do? Well, I've been using the D13 for quite some time. Currently, it's my most earned vehicle, I think, in War Thunder. Aside from the Leopards, I think it's the vehicle I've earned the most SL with the least amount of games, because it turns a good profit. And once you hone your skills with a vehicle like this, it's your go-to. It's something that you should always feel comfortable with. And I think that's my best advice to you guys, is not only do you want to buy a premium and then that's it. Buy a premium that suits your playstyle. If you like fighting and you like getting into air-to-air combat, find a premium plane that's good at doing that, like the Spitfire or the Dora. And there are better premiums than those, and there are premiums that are good for every nation in the plane game. You just have to know what you're looking for. If you're more of a bombing type, I would recommend a strike fighter, something that's going to be able to carry bombs, but you can still fend off air targets if they come your way. Example of this is like the HE-219, right? This is a premium German twin prop heavy fighter, but it gets cannons that can pen tanks. So if you're playing a ground force battle, you can use it as your backup for that tier. But also, if you're playing an air RB battle, you can go for the tanks and the targets that make the wins happen in that air RB battle. So it's a really nice thing when you can get a vehicle that can do both, a plane that can do both for you, something that you can bring into an ground RB battle and not feel incompetent, and then bring it into an air RB battle and not feel incompetent. So my favorite vehicles for the premiums, in terms of planes that I use, are the premium American Spitfire. The BTD, I think, is a great strike fighter, kind of fighter bomber, whatever you want to call it. With the HE-219 and the Ta-154, I think are fantastic. Again, the Russian B-25 and the Japanese B-17, they're heavier bombers, but they're fantastic at making money. They will make a ton of money. As far as like France and Italy and some of the newer nations go, I don't really have a premium for those. I've never really used them. But if you take a look at something like the G55S, it earns more money than the Romanian HE-129, the Duck. So if you bought the Duck, while it will work in ground forces pretty well and it will work at killing a lot of planes, the G55S, if you're competent and you know how to kill planes, will earn you more SL. So you have to know what you're looking for. You have to know your play style and what your end goal is. And if the end goal is making SL, my best advice is find something that's comfortable, that you can do well in, that can do both. So bring some bombs, bring some normal rounds, obviously. You gotta bring some normal belts. Go for some planes, go for some ground targets, and just squeeze every last second out of the ARB matches you can. If you ever get a match where somebody's running, instead of typing in chat like I do and calling them a puss, just go for all the ground targets. Get something that can do that. Because matches like that, they happen pretty frequently, and while they're very annoying, if you're trying to turn an SL profit, let the guy run. Take out all the tanks from the battlefield, and you will be swimming in the SL. So I hope this video helped you guys a little bit as to what to look for in the premium game. Of course, you don't need a premium account to run a premium vehicle. It'll still earn you more SL than the average vehicle. Also, I'm not condoning. I know there's some people like, yo, I don't want to buy a premium vehicle. You don't have to. There are normal vehicles in the tech trees, normal planes, etc., that have a better SL output than others. So just be sure to check that. It's on the very bottom of the stat card. It'll tell you how much RP it'll gain and the percentage and how much SL it'll gain. Now, again, the top end of that is about 720%, plus 720% for the SL. So the closer to that number you are, the better the plane is at making SL, and the more money you'll have in your bank account. So I appreciate you guys stopping by today. Again, hope this video helped you out. If it did, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. It really helps me out. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace.